How did you get that footage of Diddy?
I figured most journalists would not disclose their sources.
If Sean Combs watches this, what do you think he's going to feel?
Like, wow, this is amazing. I think he's going to say this is the best documentary I've seen in a long time. My favorite villain? I kind of like Diddy.
There are no misconceptions about me.
50 Cent has confirmed that a second season of his Diddy documentary, Sean Combs, The Reckoning, is currently in development. This new installment is expected to focus on Janice Combs, the woman many believe had a significant influence on the man the world came to know and who is often viewed as an important figure behind the rise of bad boy entertainment. According to online reports, this material was not included in the first season released through Netflix, but 50 Cent is reportedly planning a different approach. Instead, he is said to be preparing to release previously unseen footage directly on YouTube, where it could dramatically reshape the public conversation.
Yeah, my mom's gorgeous. Hold on, let me introduce you to my mom, called Ma Dukes.
Hi.
She's getting a drip with me. She's hydrating. What's up, Ma?
Everything's good, baby. I'm here with you.
Yeah.
I love you.
I love you too.
The story begins with Diddy's early life. In the Netflix documentary, childhood friend Tim Patterson recalled that Diddy's father, who is known throughout Harlem, died when Diddy was still a young child. Following his father's death, his mother, Janice Combs, took on the responsibility of raising the family and eventually turned their home into a well-known gathering place where influential guests frequently attended parties. It was during those early years that Diddy was first introduced to an adult world shaped by influence, power, and neighborhood status. According to people who lived in the area, many within the community believed that something important was happening behind those doors.
She came out defending her son, man. How you feel about that? She made a comment saying that he's not a monster.
I guess this is my newfound career, so I'm gonna say what on my mind and what I think, brother. First of all, that's his mother. Wrong, right, or indifferent, she gonna lie, steal, keep, and protect her child. That's what she's supposed to do. But the apple don't fall far from the tree, man. You got to realize that. You know, he didn't get all this from his daddy because he didn't know his daddy, even though they try to say his daddy was some big time drug dealer in the whole 9 yards. You understand? He didn't get this from his daddy. You got to realize, man, you know, his mother had a modeling agency, and it was alleged that it was also ladies of the night, a prostitution ring too, or these ladies was doing things other than modeling?
According to the documentary, Janice was determined to create a better future and built relationships with influential people throughout Harlem. After the death of Diddy's father, she focused on raising her son while encouraging opportunities she believed could improve their lives. Tim Patterson remembered that a small stage was often set up in the family's living room, where Diddy and other children would dance, perform, and entertain guests as the crowd responded with applause and cheers of, "Do that dance, baby." From a very young age, Diddy grew up in an environment where attention, influence, and social status were constantly on display, helping shape the way he understood that world.
When I said Diddy mother might be the originator of the freak-offs. All right, so tomorrow Peacock is dropping. According to the Rolling Stone, the doc features an alleged childhood friend of Puff's, hip-hop producer Tim Dog Patterson. He alleged that Janice, Diddy's mom, would often throw parties at Diddy's childhood home. He says that during the parties, it wasn't uncommon to walk into rooms where adults was having sex. I mean, that was just their normal. And the doc, when talking about the parties, Tim says, verbatim, "That's what we were privy to. This was what we were fed. Was it desensitized?"
The more controversial aspects of Diddy's early life emerge as people connected to his childhood describe what they believe was his mother's powerful influence on his development. Several individuals close to the family, including Gene Deal, have claimed that the dynamic between Diddy and Janice often made those around them feel uncomfortable, suggesting that she encouraged him from a young age to recognize the importance of attention, admiration, and personal influence. According to these accounts, those early experiences may have helped shape the mindset that later played a role in his rise within the music industry.
And was talking about that his mother could take her palms and bend over and put them down on the floor. Not bend over, but she could stand straight up and put her palms on the floor, bruh. He's saying that about his mother. Who describes any of their mother actions like that in a sexual way? And then, you know, I don't know how many dudes do kiss their mother in their mouth when they 50, 60 years old or something like that. That's them, that's their whole thing, man. But that was a little kind of weird for me. And then his mother wear the same white fingernail polish that Cassie described that he liked to see her and other models in when she was describing her lawsuit. And what's crazy to me is that, man, it seemed like him and his mother had this, I don't want to get too deep, man, this Oedipus complex thing.
Many commentators have suggested that the environment Diddy was exposed to during his childhood was later reflected in the lifestyle and high-profile parties that became closely associated with him. According to various accounts, Janice was reportedly aware of many of those gatherings, and some individuals have claimed they saw her attending several of them. Those making these allegations believe her influence extended well into Diddy's adult years, arguing that the values and perspectives she encouraged during his upbringing continued to shape the person he eventually became.
But why you believe she knew about the freakos?
Because one of the witnesses said she was there. And do you remember this, bro? Check it out. People tell off on themselves so much, man, and I don't understand when people don't catch it. Diddy has said this. He said, when I give a party, I have to have an ambulance outside of the house. Paramedics ready. That people have to take IVs. Remember the time that him and his mama kissed each other on the lips?
Yeah, I remember that video.
Do you remember that both of them was getting an IV at the same time?
Yeah, I did notice that, yep.
That's from the Diddy freak off party. And I'm gonna say allegedly.
So let me ask you this. You knowing her at one point, you knowing her personally, is she the kind of person that, you know, will be a part of a freak off or no?
I think that she liked to party and she partied with young people. She's always been like that. She always copied or emulated Little Kim and Mary J. Blige. Or they emulated her. The blonde hair, the nails, the high boots, the age-appropriate, inappropriate clothing.
Gene Deal has said that he always felt there was something unusual about the close bond between Diddy and his mother. According to his account, after Diddy's father died, Janice began looking to him as the man of the house, placing considerable responsibility on him while he was still a child. Gene Deal also claimed that as the years passed, her role in Diddy's life became even more involved, reaching beyond the family into his social circle and the parties he later hosted. In his view, she remained a powerful influence, shaping many of the attitudes and decisions that eventually became part of his rise in the music industry.
A relationship, whether it's physical or mental, with a mother and a son. So I'm looking at his mother and him on the couch, and both of them are getting IVs after one of the Diddy parties. Allegedly. I'm gonna say allegedly because I wasn't there and I didn't know, but they showed them both getting IVs on the couch. So my whole thing about this thing is that I'm not saying that she was ever at a freak off, she was ever at that type of party, but you can't tell me Miss Janice Combs, who was always at the regular parties, didn't know nothing about the freak-off parties.
Allegedly. According to various reports, Cassie also spoke about what she described as unusual and unsettling dynamics within the household. Those accounts allege that Janice's influence reached into nearly every aspect of Diddy's life, including family routines and traditions that some individuals viewed as highly unconventional. People making these claims characterized the environment as deeply controlling and difficult to fully understand, arguing that it may have had a lasting influence on Diddy's development in ways that few people outside the family were ever able to witness firsthand.
For the situation where they say he was trying to shape Misa into his mother, can you see that? Like,
Yeah, with the blonde hair and yeah, and all of that. I mean, Somebody asked a question, what kind of man puts his hands on his mother? The same kind of man that parties with his mom. The same kind of man who kisses his mom in the mouth. The same kind of man who seems to have accurate knowledge that his elderly mother can put both of her hands, her palms, on the floor while she's standing up, bent over.
Oh, damn, I ain't seen that one.
You never seen the Instagram video when he was talking about how his mom was still young and spry and how she still liked the party and how they was getting a IV drip?
Oh. Damn.
And she was kissing him in the mouth on the video. And he was like, yeah, my mom can bend over and touch the floor with her palms. It's a very, very, very weird relationship. It's weird.
As a reminder, some people have described Diddy's childhood as being shaped by circumstances they considered far from ordinary. According to various accounts, while he was still young, Janice maintained an active social scene at their home, where influential visitors were said to regularly come and go under her direction. Individuals who have spoken about that period claim the activity was widely recognized throughout the neighborhood. They also believe Diddy grew up watching the dynamics of organization, influence, and control surrounding those gatherings. Experiences, they argue, later helped shape the way he approached building his career in the music industry.
Feel about, her. I mean, they alleging that she was, having freakos.
I spoke to a man, Mr. Brown, who used to go to the freak-offs. And this guy lives in Georgia right now. And he told me that he was a stick-up kid back in the day. And one time he had robbed one of their spots, and he went back and he had got the money and gave them their money back and everything like that. And he knew Miss Combs, and he knew about her and her freak-offs and everything like that. We had always thought that she had a modeling agency, but it wasn't a modeling agency. It was more of a brothel that she ran for high-profile drug dealers and athletes. You could tell by I could tell that Miss Combs at the time, and actually saw her, like young guys. She came at me a couple of times back in my heyday, before the extra 75 pounds back then. And the reason I left Bad Boy wasn't only because of her advances, it's because I got tired of a lot of the bullshit with her.
Not surprisingly, Janice has publicly denied the allegations presented in the documentary and released a statement rejecting the claims made about her. One detail, however, has continued to attract attention online. Despite the documentary's controversial content, neither Janice nor Diddy has filed a lawsuit against 50 Cent or Netflix regarding what was presented. Some commentators have interpreted that as a sign of confidence from the filmmakers, while others have suggested there could be different legal or strategic reasons behind the decision. No official explanation has been offered, however, and all of those interpretations remain matters of public speculation.
Combs is speaking out about the Netflix documentary, Sean Combs' The Reckoning. In a statement to Deadline, she said, "These inaccuracies regarding my son Sean's upbringing and family life are intentionally done to mislead viewers and to further harm our reputation." She also maintains she was not an abusive parent and says that Diddy never slapped her, as previously stated in the documentary.
According to various reports, Janice played an important role in helping Diddy understand the business side of the music industry. Some sources have claimed that although he was the public face of Bad Boy, he did not personally oversee every aspect of the company's assets. Material referenced in 50 Cent's documentary suggests that Janice served as a central figure in managing the label's financial matters and handling complex business affairs. Some insiders have also alleged that Diddy placed key documents and certain responsibilities under her control, describing it as a strategic move designed to protect assets and create an additional layer of separation. reinforcing claims that she exercised considerable influence over the business empire.
Bad boy. You think it's Diddy, it's Janice Combs. Janice Combs is bad boy. Man. You don't actually sign to Diddy. His name is on a dotted line, but you actually sign it to Janice Combs.
Did he ever tell you why that is, or do you understand?
Oh, now that I'm older, I know exactly what it is. It's a paper trail, so nothing can come bite me. If you come for me, you ain't coming for me. I ain't got nothing. You going to my mama.
So why did this has prompted some people to question why Janice reportedly held ownership of so many assets while Diddy remained the public face of the business. One event that is frequently referenced is the celebrity charity basketball game Diddy organized at City College in December 1991. Before the event had fully begun, a crowd surge resulted in a tragic stampede that claimed the lives of 9 people. According to some reports, the lawsuits that followed underscored the financial risks associated with his rapidly growing career. Commentators have speculated that the experience may have influenced later decisions about how assets were structured, with some alleging it was one of the reasons Janice continued to maintain significant control over portions of the business empire.
2000s and 2010s, Diddy was really prospering, music, business, fashion. And one of the things that he had said, what he alleged in the documentary, and again, this is an allegation from him, was that the name Bad Boy Entertainment, Combs's name was not really involved in that on the corporate side. And one of the things he's saying is the reason for that was to avoid having to pay any liability from, the devastating basketball game that had happened in the early 90s, where he was the subject of wrongful death lawsuits because of the multiple deaths that had occurred as a result of that basketball game that Diddy was behind organizing. So that was really, surprising to hear.
Yeah, that was a big allegation, because the families of the victims killed in that stampede, it was horrible. We're talking about December 28th, 1991. Combs, fellow rapper Heavy D, they hosted this charity basketball game. The game took place at the gymnasium of the City College of New York. And according to the New York Daily News, before the basketball game started, people who weren't let inside, they broke a window, swarmed toward the entrance of the gym, all went down a staircase. The doors at the bottom of those stairs opened towards the stairs, not towards the gym. So once a crowd got down there, they couldn't get the doors open and people started being crushed. 9 people died. Dozens of others were injured. And there were no criminal charges that were ever filed against anyone for the stampede, but multiple families and injured victims, they filed lawsuits.
Gene Deal, who has said he witnessed the incident firsthand, has argued that Diddy bears responsibility for the tragedy. According to Gene's account, security arrangements were inadequate, concerns about the rapidly growing crowd were not properly acted upon, and he believes the devastating outcome might have been prevented. Others have also expressed the view that Diddy should be held accountable for what occurred that day. While the event continues to be remembered as a tragic reminder of the serious responsibilities that come with influence, organizing large public gatherings, and making critical decisions.
I was at City College. You understand? I was there. I was doing security. My team was supposed to have the outside. Puff came to me the day before we were supposed to do the job there and told me that Heavy D didn't want us to do the security outside. I had 18 men ready to do the security outside with my dogs like I always do. People knew how we used to roll. We would have the pits, the Rottweilers. You understand? We had that outside locked up. So anybody try to bum rush, anybody do that, we had the gates, the whole 9 yards. So we could stop all that. You know how people gonna get down in Harlem. You understand? So, and then when you got LL Cool J, you got Mike Tyson coming through there, and they coming through the front door so people see them. So they gonna go crazy. LL was the hottest thing out at that time. Mike Tyson was the hottest thing out at that time. They got all kinds of stars and people in there already. They was coming through the back. They came through the front. And it caused the door to be bum rushed. But if they had the gates up, if they had the dogs, and with the help of the police, that shit would have never happened, bro. That shit would have never happened. I was there, I saw it. I saw Jessica run down the steps after she grabbed the money box because my man Eddie was protecting her. And Eddie's the one called me on the walkie-talkie and said, yo, Jessica just locked me in outside the gym, Gene. You couldn't go down the steps after they bum rushed the door. You understand? I had to run around the whole gym on the outside, around the gym, down the steps, run across the basketball court and open the front door. When I opened that one door, because it pushed inside, people start squeezing through that. Then I just kept doing the doors, and people was coming in there, falling dead, right out, just falling out right there. And once they got in there, they just fell out. It was crazy, bro. You know, he just wanted us to do inside the gym to make sure that nobody, you know, be over the celebrities like that. That's what he wanted my team to do. But most of the celebrities gonna have their own security anyway. You know what I'm saying? That was just a way to cut our security off anyway. So he cut the security and he got the FOIs, and the FOIs left their post, and that's how the people bum rushed the door, and 9 people died by going down those corridors.
And you blame Diddy for that?
Yeah, I do. It's his fault.
The close bond between Diddy and his mother drew significant public attention over the years. According to some observers, however, the lasting effects of his upbringing became even more apparent in the way he later approached his own family life. They argue that certain attitudes and behavioral patterns seem to carry over into his personal relationships, attracting both fascination and concern from people who have closely followed his rise to fame and his public career.
And again, I know the freak offs that his son is there. Like, it seems like he likes to get down with his kids.
Yeah. But that wasn't all. Just to hear Little Rod say, like, the boys were around. Roger Bonds talked about the children as well. What kind of parenting relationship is that? But then again, that goes back to the conversation of Lori Harvey, Steve Harvey's daughter. It was all known that she was spotted in them streets with Justin, and then she was spotted in them streets with Diddy, and they all tried to sit there and pretend like that wasn't what it was. Like, I don't know if anybody has not noticed, but ever since Diddy got pinched, they've all been trying to pretend like all of the stuff that we've seen that happened, that they was all involved, and didn't happen.
According to various reports, people associated with Diddy's circle have reportedly been trying to challenge 50 Cent's documentary. It has been claimed that Diddy sent a cease and desist letter describing the project as defamatory, misleading, and intentionally damaging, while members of his legal team reportedly argued that many of the allegations are unproven, overstated, and harmful to reputations rather than supported by established evidence. One detail that has attracted attention online is that these reported legal efforts appeared only after stories began circulating about the alleged material expected in the documentary's second season, rather than immediately following the release of the first installment.
Overnight, lawyers for Sean Diddy Combs trying to stop the release of a Netflix docuseries due out today.
We have to find somebody that'll work with us that has dealt in the dirtiest of dirty business.
The series contains never-before-seen footage of Combs debating strategy with his lawyers in the days leading up to his arrest in New York last year.
I am going to let you professionals look at the situation and come back to me with a solution.
It also includes video of Combs greeting fans in Harlem.
I'm gonna win. Long as you win, be with it. I'll accept it.
And then saying this about the interaction moments later.
I need some hand sanitizer. Hold on. I got it.
I've been out in the streets amongst the people. Yeah, I gotta take a bath. Like the amount of people that actually I'm coming in contact with, like that's what I have to do. You know what I'm saying? It's like 150 hugs.
Now Combs' lawyers are demanding Netflix pull the series, threatening legal action, claiming Netflix is using stolen footage that was never authorized for release as part of what they call a shameful hit piece. The series is executive produced by Combs' longtime rival, Curtis 50 Cent Jackson, and director Alex Stapleton, who said, quote, "We obtained the footage legally and have the necessary rights," end quote. Before the cease and desist demand was sent yesterday, Stapleton and Jackson sat down with our Robin Roberts to discuss the series.
How do you respond to people who say that it's more about the disdain that you have for Sean Combs than it is for giving the victims a platform?
It's not personal.
The show is not completely the perspectives of people that did not like Sean. Not everyone needed to have an allegation to be a part of this.
Many public figures respond to controversy through legal statements or cease and desist letters. But according to reports, Diddy chose a different approach by releasing his own documentary to present his version of events while continuing to maintain his innocence. Critics have argued that previously released footage and first-hand accounts raise additional questions, whereas supporters maintain that allegations should not be treated as proven facts. Whatever the outcome may ultimately be, the competing narratives have only fueled greater public debate and made the controversy surrounding the case even more prominent.
Sons Justin and Christian are teasing a new docuseries about their family. Justin and Christian King Combs appear in a new trailer released December 28th to Instagram by Zeus Network's founder. In the trailer, Justin and Christian sit on a couch in a screening room while a series of headlines about their father cycle on screen. At the end of the trailer, Justin's phone vibrates and he answers a collect call from the Fort Dix Federal Correctional Institute, where Combs is currently behind bars. No release date for the docuseries is given, though the teaser says viewers can expect it at some point in 2026. Combs shares Justin with ex-Misa Hilton and Christian with the late Kim Porter. The rapper is also dad to 34-year-old son Quincy and daughters Chance, 19, twins Delilah and Jesse, also 19, and Love, who is 3 years old. Combs was transferred to Fort Dix from the Metropolitan Detention Center in New York in late October after he was sentenced to 50 months in prison on prostitution-related convictions.
Zeus Network has a new Diddy documentary coming out, and this time it is coming from the perspective of Diddy and his sons. All the time I thought we were about to leave Diddy in 2025. Well, this documentary is coming in 2026. And a lot of people, just like myself, are already not feeling this new documentary coming from Diddy's sons. A lot of people aren't happy about it and actually shocked that the owner of Zeus Network, Lemmy, is doing this Diddy documentary. But what a lot of people fail to forget is Lemmy and Diddy have been friends for quite some time.
His children arriving in court for day one of their father's trial in New York, hands gripped in solidarity.
Do you still believe your dad's innocent? How did you feel hearing that testimony? Do you apologize on behalf of your father? Do you believe your father's innocent? Do you still convince your father's innocent? Your daddy does for you! Your daddy does for you for abusing women! That's wrong! You think that's wrong?
The foes, the joy, the pain, our voice, the loyalty, the betrayal, the pride, the love, the hate, the truth, the lies. And Diddy calling from Fort Dix.
This is a prepaid collect call from Federal Correctional Institution, Fort Dix.
When they released this trailer last night, there were so many comments to Lemmy and Zeus Network that they did not want to see this. A lot of people feel like this whole new documentary is just a PR narrative, once again being pushed by Diddy and his sons to try to clean up his image. And after hearing certain things on 50 Cent's Netflix documentary, we have to go back in time and remember what we were seeing during trial. Even when it came to Diddy's sons, Christian and Justin Combs, they both came on two separate occasions to trial wearing a free Sean Combs shirt. The first one to do this was Christian Combs during Jane's testimony, and you're not supposed to wear this stuff in front of a jury to try to sway their opinions. And the judge actually told him he had to leave and take it off. And then literally like a week later, Justin did the same exact thing. It was taken out of the courtroom by the judge. And we already saw the videos in the Netflix doc of Diddy talking to Justin, saying he needed to push out certain content to control a narrative. During the trial, there were a lot of things going on that I could see that to me felt like it was just straight PR. Do you remember all of these people that were wearing the free Diddy shirts? And it was actually a meme coin that's on their shirt. It's money sign Diddy.
50 Cent reacted almost immediately after the new documentary was announced, publicly acknowledging the project and indicating that he was preparing to release additional material of his own. According to his comments, the upcoming content would feature previously unseen footage and new revelations that had not yet been shared with the public, further building anticipation and fueling speculation about what the next chapter of the documentary could potentially reveal.
As expected, 50 Cent caught wind of it hitting the news, hitting the blogs, it being on the timeline yesterday that Diddy's sons Sean and Justin will be dropping a docu-series of their own to tell their side of the story, their experiences, and how they view things on the Zeus Network. With 50 Cent put it up on his Instagram page, and he promoted the trailer when you look at it from the other side of it on the marketing side, but he knows it plays back into the doc that he just dropped as well with the reckoning. He put it up and said, wow, I want to see this show. I'm not sure this was a good idea. And he tagged at 50 Cent Action, letting it be known that this is really promo in itself.
Janice Combs is no longer being presented as someone operating quietly in the background. According to the documentary's narrative, she has now emerged as one of its primary focuses. Whether viewers accept the allegations or approach them with skepticism, one thing is clear: the next chapter has already generated considerable public interest. If the reported second season is ultimately released, it is expected to introduce additional claims and perspectives that could further shape the ongoing conversation. Be sure to subscribe so you don't miss any future updates or new developments as this story continues to unfold.